Hello, Ripple World. Hope everybody's doing good today. I am, and I'm doing much better than I was doing yesterday. I woke up yesterday morning and I had a bit of a tickle in my throat, and that kind of led me into a little bit of a spiral of the what ifs, and I got kind of stuck in the what ifs of what if this happens, what if that happens, and then that kind of set me off to not being able to really focus very well on everything else I tried to do. So then I tried to do some technology things that when you're stuck in the what ifs is not a good thing to try and do. So then that got me really frustrated. And then by the end of the day, well, about by 3 o'clock, I was so kind of, upset and feeling miserable, and that I just had to do something to shift my energy and put me in a different place. So I went out for a walk with the dog, which is always a good thing for me to do. And I found a lovely sign of spring, which are these beautiful little pussy willows that I just picked a couple just to show you. And that really started to shift my mood. Came home, had a couple of pieces of very freshly baked homemade bread, which was super yummy. And then I spent a bunch of time working on a puzzle at home with my family. So by the time I went to bed, I was in a very different place. But the what if, when you get stuck there, they can be really tricky to get out of, and it can take a lot of effort and thought. And so I'm hoping that when you get stuck in those, that you can try to do a few things that you know will work for you to get you unstuck from there. They're not going to be the same things that work for all of us. Everybody's going to have their own things, so you might have to experiment a little bit if you end up having one of those days and you're getting stuck, just to try and experiment with the things that might shift your mood into a bit of a different place. So then by the time I went to bed last night, I was actually in a very different place. And I woke up this morning and the sun was shining and my throat didn't have the tickle. And I'm just feeling much more able to cope today than I was yesterday. So those are the days that are going to come for all of us. Nobody's going to get a break from those. Those are going to come for everybody. So let's just kind of know that they're there and try our best to kind of shift them when they do happen. And I just wanted to share with you a little technique that can help you in those days, because sometimes it's really hard to know the words to talk about it, because sometimes things don't kind of match our words, and because it's a feeling, sometimes we don't always know what the right words are to describe the feeling. So one thing that can help, and it's a really easy technique, I'll back it up here so you can see it. You can create this feel-o-meter. Now, many of our Ripple kids are going to recognize this because we use it all the time when we in sessions. But just to remind everybody, or if you've never seen it before, if we haven't gotten to doing a feel-o-meter with you, this is a big one because it's kind of fun to do a big one. But you can make really small ones that can stick in your pocket or put in your coping skills box. Or you can make a medium-sized one that might just have hanging around the house. Might be kind of fun to have one on the table or on everybody's bedroom, and just as a way to help us communicate where our feelings are on any particular day. So when I think about my day yesterday, I probably woke up with that sore throat, and I probably was about, I would say maybe at about a 30. If my feel-o-meter was a feel-o-meter for my fear, was probably at about a 30. But as I started to wake up and noticed that my throat was really sore, and then I got stuck on the what ifs, my fear level was starting to go higher and higher. And by the time things were not going well with what I was trying to do on technology, and that wasn't working, and I got frustrated. And then I tried to do a few other things, and my what ifs got stuck and more stuck. Then it went higher and higher to the point where I was really probably at about a 75 on my fear, which is not a good place for me to be. And that's when I knew I needed to do something different to shift it. So thankfully, all of those things that I did were able to kind of bring my fear back down, 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 so that by the time I went to bed, I was probably about here, had a good night's sleep, which was really wonderful. And when I woke up and the sun was out, and I had another great walk with the dog, and it just felt like a completely different day. And inside my body, the fear feelings were really quite low down here, probably more like a 10 or a 20. So that's kind of where I'd rather it be. It's not likely that we're going to be lower than a 10 or a 20, even at any point right now, because there are things to be afraid of, and our fear is also can be our friend, right? Because if we didn't have some of that fear, we wouldn't be practicing social distancing, and we wouldn't be washing our hands as well as we are. So it's not about trying to make the fear go away completely. It's just about bringing it down to a level that we can manage, that we can feel like we can tolerate it, and that we can feel more comfortable in. And we're never going to be 100% comfortable in fear, but just to recognize that it's also there to keep us safe. And that's an important part of our systems, is that we need to know when we need to exercise good safety precautions. And this is the time when we do. So pay attention to where your fear is on your feelometer. You can have a different feelometer for every feeling, or you can use it for all of the feelings, but your feelometer can be for happiness. So today my happiness is probably up around 80, because I'm waiting for some neighbor friends to come over. We're going to take the dogs together for a walk. It's always fun to take a couple of dogs for a walk because they do goofy things and they just get so excited to run together that it can really give me a big smile on my face and make me feel good. I'm going to have to practice social distancing with my friends, but that'll probably be a new part of our relationship we've never had to do before, and that might actually bring a few giggles too. So I'm kind of looking forward to the next part of my day, and looking forward to enjoying a good pot of soup I'm making. I'm making chicken noodle soup for dinner tonight, so I can smell that on my stove. That feels really nice to have that in my future. Probably going to do something nice with my family tonight. Probably not another 1,000-piece puzzle, but probably a game or maybe a movie, or maybe put some music on and have a dance party. I know a friend of mine's doing a dance party on, I think it's on Facebook tonight. So I think people are getting so creative about things that they're doing to keep themselves occupied and in connection with other people. So I hope you're trying your best too, and I look forward to seeing you online soon, or in the Play Lab or garden office soon. So take good care of yourselves, and we'll talk probably sometime this week. All the best. Bye-bye.